Listening to Sfiso berate Tyler like that honestly broke my heart. I'm not the biggest Tyler fan, but I can admire how talented she is. And not just talented, how hard she's working, how much she's trying to protect not just her image, but how she portrays South Africa, how much she's putting South Africa on her back. In my honest opinion, like Elon Musk is busy trying to fight South Africans and not benefit them by starting businesses in South Africa or a business in South Africa. Charlize Theron hardly ever mentions us. The best exports South Africa has ever had, as far as representing South Africa in the best possible way, in my opinion, at number one would be Trevor Noah. Number two is Tyler. Number three, I'm stuck between Black Coffee and Tuson Bedu, but I don't even feel like Tuson Bedu is on that level yet, at the very least, on from my perspective. So I'd put the Black Coffee maybe at number three, right? So I don't understand, but it feels like Sfiso is mad at something that he's not saying. Maybe Tyler refused to work with him, and so now he has made it his thing that he's going to attack this poor girl. Like, she called. I didn't watch the summers. I saw a clip. When I saw it, obviously maybe I felt like shit. She's doing that to South African artists, not in a way of like I didn't expect people to come on stage like they did. But in my head I was like, if it was Chris Brown who was saying, hey yo, can every South African come on stage? I want to say something. And then they come on stage and then Chris Brown is like, yo, I'd like to thank every single South African for being so incredible. You have shaped my career. I've been trying my best to emulate you, and I'm standing on your shoulders, and I'll try to make sure that I push South Africa as much as I possibly can. I'm sure Sfiso would be clapping at that, right? For me, that's basically what Tyler was being respectful. Although I didn't understand why she was bringing everyone on stage, I fully understand the purpose of what she was doing after she made her speech. And even if somehow I felt like, okay, that was not great, on such a platform, for you to attack one of our biggest exports, and shout out to Nota. I don't agree with him on a lot of things, but I appreciate the fact that he tried to defend Tyler as much as he possibly could. Sfiso has a personal vendetta. It feels like if you're not working with him, then you are evil to him at the very least, based on what I've seen. And even if Tyler behind the doors is this horrible diva, we protect those type of things, man. We try to reach out to her privately, and the issue that I have is Sfiso is not pointing out anything in particular, right? If Sfiso was saying, dude, like Tyler's a horrible person, I tried to communicate with her in private, she was not having it, so I don't have any other alternative. I'm going to out her. Then that's different. Sfiso doesn't have a reason to dislike this girl. Like it's like it's his thing, and it's so heartbreaking, man. For it's like it's like your you and your wife, or you, yeah, basically your wife having, yeah, let's say you and your wife having a fight in public, and your kids are watching, or your neighbors are watching. Yeah, let's say neighbors are watching. Like, why don't you have that argument in private? But that's also what I have a problem with. Sfiso cannot say what he has a problem with. He's forever criticizing things that should not be criticized. What is so bad about, like, if Tyler was on stage telling them about how good she was, like how much she went to the Met Gala and they didn't, like, if she brought them on stage and shit on them, then cool, she deserves the backlash. But for him to react like that because she brought them on stage to thank them, right? It's not like she was flossing on them like, yeah, I'm better than you. No, She was like, I wouldn't be where I am without all of you guys, and I promise I'll represent you well. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Like, I'm so disappointed, man. Like, but at the end of the day, I don't agree with Sfiso on a lot of things. I don't agree with Nota on a lot of things. But on this particular topic, I felt like I had to weigh in because I feel like Tyler is one of the best exports, not just with regards to talent, but with how she's represented South Africa, and she puts South Africa on her back. Like, she's like Trevor Noah. Whenever we have, even though I feel like Tyler and like the African thing, for her to say all the African, maybe it was a shot at Nigeria, but like, let me not even go there. But as far as Trevor Noah will put South Africa on its back, and even if he might criticize certain things, they will be valid, but he will then point out the positives, right? He won't just say negative things. Like, I don't like, man. I'm so disappointed, man. And I will end with this. Sfiso has outrightly admitted to hating Tyler without a reason. Because in the podcast he said, "Well, I've always hated this girl, but I didn't know why. When I met her behind the scenes and people like were being pushed aside for her to pass, then that's when I knew why I hated her. Why? Why do you have a problem with anyone? Like, she's a superstar. She's bigger than anyone you've ever worked with globally. You might say no, she's not that big in South Africa, but her music gets millions of streams in South Africa. And you're like, no, she's not as big as Macg in South Africa. Of course, there are probably bigger artists in China than Tyler. Like, there are even Chris Brown. There are probably bigger artists in China than Chris Brown. Like, what are you saying, dog? Obviously, that's how it is. As long as you're being globally known, doesn't mean you are going to dominate every single country. Cool. Maybe your point is she's from here, but she's not that big here. She's still big. The fact that artists react that way to her shows how big she is. Her music still gets streams. She sells out. Concerts or like anything that you like. If you book Tyler, you know everyone is going to be there. So I don't understand what's his problem. Like, he has the same thing with Aries. I don't understand why, dude. Like, why? Why? Because they're not willing to bend to you, like to take a knee to you. So all of a sudden, like, they're horrible people. Nah, fuck that, man. Like, it was honestly distasteful. Like, I'm okay with disagreeing with their point of views, but at the very least have valid points. Like, I don't like people hating someone for absolutely no reason, especially someone who is reflecting positively on South Africa, right? Because Nota made a very good point, right? That Black Coffee, as big as he is, he's never really put any South African artist on the billboard. Baba Alwa, Mahu, and all these other artists, they are now getting global recognition because of her, right? Obviously, maybe let me not say that they have worked hard enough to have had an audience outside of South Africa, but Tyler is actively propelling that. I, it's be so boring, lads.